And God goes on to say, like after they ate the fruit, and he says, because you have done this, you are cursed more than all the animals. So if you think about it, it's because that's what he's telling to the serpent, right? And that equals cycle of law and of sin. They didn't really die in the flesh yet, but they died, I believe, spiritually, because they were walking righteousness with God, and they were just so happy and joyful. Everything was peachy, fine, perfect. And then once they ate the fruit, the sin that entered them made them have the conviction, and then the sin entered the world, right? And it started with the serpent. First, the serpent led them to be rebellious against the Lord, and saying oh, it will make you like him. Really? Sound familiar? All this wisdom and knowledge, you will know it, when she could have just said, hey, God, and found out things for herself from the good source. She goes and rebels against the Lord, which I believe why rebelliousness is a form of witchcraft, because she wants to know all this knowledge that she has no business knowing, because God told her, don't do that. So first it was the serpent that led her to do these things. Then she ate it, and then she gave it to her husband, right? And then he ate it. So then right here, God says, what have you done? Because you've done this, you are cursed, which that's why the cycle of law of sin. And when you give birth to sin, when it is fully grown, the word says that it leads to death, right? And then he goes in line. So now this is him telling the serpent, because he led them down that path, that he is cursed. And then he goes to the woman, which is the second person who sinned. And then he says, since you... My bad, excuse me. He says to the woman, I will sharpen your pain of pregnancy and pain, and you will give birth. You will desire to control your husband, but he will rule over you. And then he goes to the third person, and he says that, if you notice, because... So the serpent led Eve to sin, and Eve led her husband to sin. So the husband is the third one that sinned, right? Since you listened to your wife when you ate from the tree whose fruit I commanded you not to eat, the ground is cursed because of you. So he did it in the exact... so God punished them in the exact way that they sinned. So first, second, and third, right? And even he tells the woman, and if you remember, that she has poor judgment. So then he tells the woman, and you will desire to control your husband, but he will rule over you. So in the beginning, it even says that God gave reign, dominion to Adam in the first place. Isn't that amazing?